The sound of music can be heard as students practice dance in Zink Hall. For the second time this year, students in IUP Dance Theater will perform their main stage performance for the public. This time, they will present a dance adaptation of the famous fairy tale, The Princess and the Pea.
How I prepare myself is, the whole company we do a warm-up. It's about a half hour. And as I'm going through the warm-up, I like to get my character in my head because it's a very prominent role and she's very spunky and outrageous sometimes. So throughout the warm-up, I like to think, oh, well, what can I do to heighten my energy and my mood? And then while I'm downstairs putting makeup on or my costume on, then I'll kind of get into character with all of my other company members, and it really helps, especially with being dance theater.
Preparing one single show requires a strenuous training, especially since these students are still taking other classes as well. Professor Joan Van Dyke, a professor in dance, describes how students in her class learned as well as developed her skills in order to be ready to perform.
So it is a long, slow process. However, once they reach that 7th year, they usually are ready to take on some major choreography. Our company is more modern based, but they still need the ballet foundation in order to perform and be performance ready. And then the interesting fact about performance is it takes about 1 hour to create 1 minute of choreography. It takes another hour to set it, and then it takes 60 hours of consecutive repetition to prepare at first stage. So that's 62 hours per minute of choreography. And so that's a lot of time to devote to 1 minute. And when you think of say a 3-act ballet, Sleeping Beauty, of 2.5 hours times that many minutes, that's a lot of time. So we spend most of our time here at the studio, and we certainly love it.
Compared to similar stories, there are quite a few surprises which you might not find in the original one. This made this performance special.
We actually have 3 princesses rather than just one that are all vying for the hand of Prince Pallid. And things just keep happening that are unpredictable to other characters in the show, so it just sets it up for unexpected comedy. What's fun for our dancers is we have not done a comedy in probably about 5 years. So this is a real challenge for them because they use their technical base of their movement as just a foundation. And then they have to build their characters on top of that and make risky choices. Comedy's all about risk, going beyond and outside the box. And they have to make those choices as they take their character through that scenario.
Another surprising fact is that one of their princesses is a male student, a freshman here at IUP.
Well, the role is very goofy, very ditzy, and it just involves a lot of just kind of like getting out of your head and having fun. So I think for me, getting ready for the character, I had to kind of get out of my head and just kind of like accept the fact that I'm gonna look goofy and like people are gonna laugh at me, but like it's fun because you just kind of get to goof around and kind of make a mockery of yourself, but also, you know, there are so many beautiful moments where, you know, you get to be a little seriouser.
The show that is geared for ages 2 to 70 will also expected to be interactive with the audience.
We've invited our audience. They're welcome to wear their favorite royal robes or outfits. We have asked them to leave their maces and their swords at home. But we would love to see the excitement for the fairy tale and the show and that whole mystical world of fairy tale bleed out into our audience and get them involved in that. When you're doing comedy, it's expected usually that there are going to be some points that the audience will respond with laughing, or especially children will make comments. So the dancers get to learn a new way of working with an audience, and you have to be able to read and feel your audience. If they're laughing, if they're clapping, you've got to hold and then go on with what you were doing. So it's a different timing aspect and a different interaction with the audience. When you're doing a straight concert, you perform, they clap, you perform, they clap. This time they have to pay close attention to what's happening in their audience so that they are staying interactive with their responses.
Sponsored by Levin Mattress, this classic fairy tale will be performed in the Zinc Dance Hall Theater on April 6th through the 8th. This is Courtney Deems reporting for IUP-TV News.